the key benefit of public dialogue is to get essentially the scientists thinking more clearly about the issues which are raised by the technology which they are proposing to society. I think that's the key issue. I think that policymakers should have a pretty good idea already, often what the issues are, but very often there'll be a clarity about that after dialogue. To my mind, if policymakers don't know roughly what the ethical and other worries are in society, they probably shouldn't be policymakers in the first place. So, in my view, a key role here is for the people who are at least proposing the technology. That seems to me to be a fundamental. Dialogue is only valuable, I think, if it's done before there's any question of implementation of the technology which is evolving. I think once decisions have been made to use the technology, dialogue is probably useless, might even be counterproductive, because it gives the impression that government or policymakers are, if you like, window dressing, and I think that would be very bad for the whole process. So the first thing must be that dialogue should be early in the process. Secondly, I think that dialogue is valuable in two ways. First of all, because I think it clarifies in the scientist's mind what the scientific issues are. You know, I always tell my PhD students that if they can't explain a PhD project in 2 or 3 simple sentences to a complete layperson, the experiment probably is not worth doing. And so, to some extent, dialogue helps to clarify what the science is. And thirdly, of course, there's no question that dialogue has a very important place in giving information to the public, which can then be promulgated. And you can see the public only being able to make wise decisions after they have all the information that's available to them. Now, of course, sometimes that's not possible. If you take, for example, areas like synthetic biology or nanotechnology, it's very complicated because actually none of us quite understand where these technologies may be leading us. So, to some extent, dialogue is always going to be a bit restricted. But the principle should be there that wherever possible, the science has to be explained in clear terms which any member of the public's should be able to understand and respond to. And so I think to a large extent it's a question primarily of getting clarity about the science.